Last night, NASCAR race at the LA Coliseum for the Busch Clash, and a driver who hasn't won since this channel was starting to grow back in late 2021, Martin Truex Jr. wins the LA Clash, wins the Busch Clash at the Coliseum. Let's get started with this first race review of the 2023 season.
Back to reality.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of In the NASCAR, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Busch Light Clash of the Coliseum. This is the official race review for it. So yeah, this is the first race review for the 2023 NASCAR season. So let's go ahead and say that Martin Truex Jr. he won the race, and I would say he deserves it. He definitely deserves this win. And yeah, he was up front. He started, I believe, inside the top 5. He definitely deserved it. So Truex, props to you, man. You clearly deserve it. So yeah, let's just start off what happened. So coming to the green flag, it was like good. It was like a good race overall. It was like a good race. But then all of a sudden, I mean, the LA Clash, I gotta say, this race was so much better than last year's race. I mean, a lot better than last year's. So, I don't know who started on pole. I know Justin Haley won pole in the pole qualifying, but not in the heat races. I'm trying to still figure out who won heat 1, though. But the heat races were good. The heat races, I gotta say, were very good. And just like last year, very insane and very intense racing. Really good racing going on. And then the real race happened, the Busch Light Clash, and I gotta say this race was so much better than last year's, just like I said in my live stream last night. And so, yeah, Wiz Khalifa, his performance was great. I enjoyed his performance, guys. I really deeply enjoyed his performance, as you guys see on my live stream last night. But the second half of this race was chaotic, and here's the one thing, my favorite driver, Denny Hamlin, he had a great race car tonight. He just wasn't able to make it up through traffic because he got bumped by his driver, Bubba Wallace. And yeah, Bubba Wallace, I was rooting for Bubba as well. Because, as you guys know, he'll be my favorite once Denny Hamlin retires, like I've said plenty of times before. I was rooting for Bubba, man. Hopefully he was able to get that job done. But unfortunately got dumped by Austin Dillon for I don't know what reason. So, yeah. Kind of sucks, which really sucks. And speaking of dumped, Ross Chastain was the one who got into Denny Hamlin. Oh boy, here we go again. Ross Chastain being an aggressive first driver that he is, but at least I get this one. At least I'll kind of let this one slide because, you know, at least Hamlin was able to still finish inside the top 10, so that's good. So, yeah, but this race was really chaotic from the second half. But the first half was good. There was a lot of great racing, great moments. Well, great racing that happened with all the heat winners. I know Kyle Busch was. I think Kyle Busch. I'm not sure if he was one of the heat winners. I'm not sure he even won any of the heat races. So yeah, I know Denny Hamlin won one of them. So yeah. After that, I don't know who all the other 3 heat winners were. So. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I think Justin Haley, I think it's either Truex. I think Truex won or someone. I think it's either Truex or someone that won some of those heat races, but yeah. Then the second half of this race was really chaotic, but the first half was good. There was a lot of great racing around, and yeah. You know, the defending winner, Joey Logano, he didn't have the greatest race car all night. He did not. And Kyle Busch, he actually spun out, and heck, he was able to go back up and finish third. He finished at the podium. RCR finished second and third. That is impressive from them. Austin Dillon had a pretty fast race car, faster than Kyle Busch's, in fact. I thought Austin Dillon may have a shot to win. Speaking of which, we have another driver that was close to winning, Ryan Preece. He came from a short track background, from like Whelen Modifieds, and had a great car, had a shot for the win, but had an electrical problem that took him out of contention. So, but he's able to still finish until the top 10. So, yeah, the heat races were good. Mostly the Toyotas and the RCR Chevys were the ones I'll need to look out for. even Ryan Preece. Some of the cars, some of the drivers who are really good on short track backgrounds have the edge. And you guys notice some of the drivers who were at the back of the field weren't able to make it up to the front. So, yeah, I think Kevin Harvick spun out one time. So Harvick spun out once. And there was a lot of chaos on the back, especially the last few laps, especially after the checkered flag, where Harvick, I think Harvick got in the back of Byron and spun out Hamlin there. But Truex, it's been September 2021 since Martin Truex Jr. has won something, and 2022 was just a suffering year for Truex. But this year, I have a feeling Truex will. It's definitely looks like Truex is going to be back in his winning form, which I hope that does happen, because I really want Truex to at least make the playoffs this year, because he's one of my playoff picks. So yeah. So the racing here, racing at the Clash was, well, it was a good race. It was definitely way better than last year's. It's really up there to be a great race. Last year barely anything happened in the Clash. I mean, last year barely anything happened. But this year, it was a night race, and it had a lot more different vibes and had a lot more entertaining and new stuff to it. I gotta say, this year's was so much better than last year's. And yeah, the racing was solid, and some people, this race may be a points race, and whew, that's gonna be chaotic. It's gonna be more chaotic for the Busch Clash to be the LA Coliseum to be a points race. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, the driver who led, Bubba Wallace, led a few of the most laps. He actually led at the halfway mark, lap 75. Bubba had a great car last night. Same with Truex. Hamlin did as well, but like I said, he got bumped by Bubba Wallace and then couldn't get back in line in traffic and just fell back. Got tagged by Chastain, out of all people. And then, I don't know. And Allmendinger had some problems. He had some problems. And then we have this wreck where Blaney spun out, collecting Elliott, Suarez, and and Blaney also hit the wall as well one time. So, man, some equipment damage from some of those guys. So, yeah. But in the end, Martin Truex Jr. gets the job done for the Clash, and I gotta say, this is probably one of the most entertaining wild starts of 2023 I've seen. I honestly legit thought there was going to be a fight, but yeah, we have the big pile-ups. We have Ty Gibbs was out of the race. He actually had fire in practice. That's why he wasn't able to qualify, but he was able to make the show. So, able to make the show, and then we have Eric Jones spun out one time and had a broken toe link. Other drivers had fuel problems, engine troubles, and all that stuff. So, yeah. But, yeah, and the defending winner, like I said, Joey Logano, wasn't really all in contention. We have drivers, sometimes after a while and restarts, the field will just be a conveyor belt, really a single file line. And like I said, the second half of this race was never ending. I thought this was going to be a never ending race. At one point, it still said lap 69 to go, and it still said 69 to go when the next caution came out, which I felt this race was going to be a never-ending show, honestly. I thought this race was going to never end, but hey, it did eventually. Truex won. I thought last year's race was really shorter. I mean, there was practically no any more incidents after on the second half last year, where Logano won over Kyle Busch. Speaking of which, Kyle Busch practically has the best average finish at that track. He's finished second last year and now third this year. So at this point, you can just call Kyle Busch the best. Kyle has the best average finish at the LA Coliseum. So yeah. Martin Truex Jr. got the gold medal. Austin Dillon got the silver medal, and Kyle Busch got the third medal. Kind of similar to what F1 does, but since this is just a special event for the Clash, it actually hosted the Olympics. That's why NASCAR did that, and I applaud NASCAR for doing that. It's it's so unique, and yeah, and Truex Jr. won the race, so happy for Truex that he won. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the results for the Clash. And here are the results after the Busch Clash. Here is the results. Martin Truex Jr. won the race, finishes first. Austin Dillon second, and Kyle Busch third, like I talked about. Alex Bowman, he was up there up front all race, finishes fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Tyler Reddick sixth. He was one of my picks to win today. Same with Kyle Busch, but they were close. But Tyler Reddick finishes sixth. Ryan Preece, I mentioned him having a good race car, but unfortunately had some sort of electrical issue, finishes seventh. Ross Chastain 8th, Denny Hamlin 9th. They got caught in an accident one time. They got caught one time. William Byron finishes in the top 10. Justin Haley, he was quiet all race, finishes 11th. Kevin Harvick 12th. Christopher Bell, he spun out at one time. Third finishes 13th. Noah Gragson 14th. Chase Briscoe 15th. Joey Logano, last year's winner 16th. Ryan Blaney 17th. Almirola was on pole for the Almirola did start on the pole for this race and ended up getting, out of shape. Almirola, that's why he was able to fill back to 18th. He had a great car, he just wasn't able to make it up to the front because of all the chaos. Suarez 19th, Allmendinger 20th, Bubba Wall, Chase Elliott 21st. He got some damage big time. Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace 22nd, Todd Gillen, McDowell, Cindric, Ty Gibbs, and Eric Jones all had problems, and they weren't able to finish this race. So that was the results. Wow. What a great way to start 2023. So yeah, in conclusion, this race was good. Way better than last year's. There was way more action, way more chaotic, and honestly, making it a nice race just adds the cherry on top, making it so much better. So yeah, for this race, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for this one. The first good, because last year was a 4 out of 10. This year's race, 7 out of 10. Good race, way better than last year's. And in conclusion, this was a solid upgrade from last year. So, and again, Wiz Khalifa's performance, amazing. I liked it so much. So yeah, Truex Jr. wins the Busch Clash after so long. Medal ceremonies, Truex won, Kyle Busch third, and Austin Dillon second. So yeah, I honestly thought we were legit going to see a fight after the race. I had a feeling we were going to see some sort of altercation after the race. But, like, remember in practice between Allmendinger and Briscoe? Yeah, we better need to watch out for them. So, yeah. So, this is like, so, yeah, guys, this is it for this, first race review of 2023. So, what do you guys think about the Clash? The racing was so much better. One driver I need to mention real quick. Justin Haley. Oh my gosh, he was so quiet. I don't think even the announcers even mentioned his name. That's how quiet Justin Haley was in the day's race. I thought he was going to have a chance, but he didn't. And Truex got the win. I'm happy for Truex that he won. So, yeah. So just as a Toyota fan, I'm happy Truex won. So, really happy Truex won, especially with all the stuff he went through in 2022. Truex needed a points win, but this ain't a points win. This is just a exhibition race. But starting in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, the Daytona 500, which Truex, he may have a chance to win at it. So, yeah. What do you guys think about the Clash? Let me know in the comments. And what a way to start 2023. Anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.